Ed O'Brien was a newsman.
We often refer to our broadcast in the morning as a hard news broadcast.
Tough as nails, he also had wit and charm.
6 a.m. on this Tuesday morning, this chair will be occupied by Nicole momentarily.
Intelligence and charisma. He had gravitas.
Chuck Schumer, longtime congressman, member of the Judiciary Committee, opposing impeachment from the beginning, is on the verge of moving now, of course, to the U.S. Senate.
Well, Ed has been an amazing journalist here in the Capital Region for over 45 years.
Ed was born and raised in Albany. He made his first TV appearance as a child with Freddie Freihofer on WRGB's Breadtime stories. He wasn't much older than that when he started his professional broadcast career, working for local radio stations as a teenager.
He tells me the story that he called Bill Edwardson an icon in radio at WGY, probably back in the early 60s. And he said he wanted to learn about radio. And Bill Edwardson said, well, why don't you get in your car and drive over? He listened to that deep voice. Come on over. And Eddie said, look, I'm only 14 years old. I can't drive a car yet.
That paved the way for his first TV job. Barely able to shave, there he was, covering sports at WTEN.
Ed O'Brien is live at the Civic Center. Eddie?
All right, thank you, Rip. First, a little housekeeping. The Wings went 1-3-1 on that road trip, and tonight they're hoping home cooking will help out.
He spent most of his time right there on the phone, digging, or out on the street with a camera, getting the sports stories, and he put everything he had into the business.
Ed covered it all in Albany and the Capital Region, the 1980 Lake Placid Olympics, the Patroons, the AC Yankees, LA Laker coach, and Schenectady native Pat Riley.
You have a cheering section from over there here?
Well, they only gave us 25 tickets, so how are we going to have a cheering section? But anyways, I'm sure they're over the airwaves and paying a lot of attention to the old Schenectady boy.
And it was around that same time that Ed's lifelong love affair with horse racing and Saratoga blossomed.
I know I sound like a broken record, but it's really been so nice up here this year, and no rain, and the crowds have been huge. It's just been tremendous so far.
Like all love affairs, it had its ups and downs.
I guess I'm just one of those people who feels that anything that can go wrong will. And 3 years ago in a media race, I was right. The saddle came off this horse. Naturally, I did too.
But Ed always went back for more.
Okay, not bad. Not bad at all. Nice view from up here.
Piece of cake. Piece of cake.
Ed was at home at the track. There he was friend to the common man.
Ed, an absolute fixture at the track. Loved the horses.
And the uncommon woman.
Ed O'Brien has done so much for all of us at the racetrack and for this community.
In 1991, Ed moved on to WRGB, where he would spend the next 24 years. This was day one.
And we welcome Ed O'Brien.
Oh, thank you very much. It's such a pleasure to be here.
Great.
You know? I've always wanted to work here.
Great. Well,
finally get the opportunity. Now, if I can just muddle through this thing, I'll be all set. Evander Holyfield, was the underdog tonight.
At WRGB, Ed would make this seamless transition from sports to news. He could make governors and others in power sweat by always asking the question that needed to be asked.
You got beat up pretty good along the way, though, didn't you? I mean, you're a racing guy.
How do I look? Huh?
He was a natural, no pretenses, just Ed.
yep, the real adventurers love the ropes course compared to the zip line.
Do I seem like an adventurer to you?
No.
He became the Channel 6 morning anchor in 1994 and spent years bantering with meteorologist Tom Maley.
Now, wait.
Yeah, yes.
Nobody hit the Mega Millions last night, so we were wondering yesterday when they have these drawings. We're so out of the loop.
I think at times it was almost like people were listening in on a conversation between two guys sitting there having coffee in the morning, and he brought so much of that and taught me so many things about that. So we just had this camaraderie that was excellent.
Ed had camaraderie with everyone, including David Letterman.
It seems to me that the city is a big part of this show. I mean, it's the fabric of the show is ingrained in the city and vice versa.
Right, that's right. And the same would be true if we did the show in Albany or London or San Francisco.
Oh, there's a big chance you'll be doing the show in Albany sometime soon.
They invite us. It's the state's capital.
Former Schenectady Mayor Al Jarzynski was a frequent morning guest. He and Ed became friends for life.
Off camera, we'd be joking around, and I always appreciated that. And I actually got to that part of him actually endeared him to me, because I just thought he was just a regular guy.
And that regular guy just kept doing his job every morning for 24 years, most recently with co-anchor Julia Dunn.
Am I the only one on the desk here that's a fan of the Royals?
Clearly.
Yep. Really? Oh,
yes.
I love them. So.
We had this Revolutionary War.
Oh, stop.
Ed was passionate about many things, but the light of Ed's life was his daughter Jackie. They shared a love for sports, but mostly a love for being together.
Ed lived his life for Jackie.
And even though Ed was old school when the internet and social media became a big part of the business, Ed's Head, his daily online take on life, was a smash hit.
This is according to the journal Applied Physiology, Nutrition and Metabolism, which must be a fascinating read on a daily basis.
I got a request from one of the regular viewers of Ed's Head to stop moving the camera so much, but I'm told that a lot of people like it.
This is a different medium, because we're on the web, not on TV. I should introduce myself as TV's Ed O'Brien.
And that is how he will be forever remembered, as TV's Ed O'Brien, as our Ed O'Brien.
He's going to go down in the record books as one heck of a young man, a very reliable person, a very respectable, humble person who I think the young people of today in the business are looking up to, and to whom all of us really respect.